people are dealing with balance issues, oftentimes it's hard to, when standing, work on this correct posture, but it's especially difficult to work on the Taoist concept of soft, supple, and relaxed while in good posture. This idea that instead of holding the body in shape, we want to do the opposite. We want to actually let go of every bit of tension in the entire body, which then allows us to be using what you might think of as the hydraulic system. Your hydraulic system is more sustainable, it's actually more powerful, and it's more longer lasting in terms of how we can use it into our 80s, 90s, 100s, and beyond. So, just very simply, sitting upright, pelvis. Notice if you've got any of this postural misalignment in the neck and sacrum. So we tip the pelvis a little forward, get that long vertical line, a little drop of the chin down so the crown is up, and then let go of tension throughout your body. Feel down through the chair and legs, grounding you. So stability comes from letting everything sink rather than from holding it in place. So when we release, there's a sinking. We let that sinking happen. And then conversely, from the sinking, there's a bit of levity or a bit of buoyancy throughout your vehicle, this body of ours, right? So basic ideas. Zhong Zheng, central upright. Sung, soft and supple. Chun Wan, let the sinking ground you. Qingling, feel that lightness and nimbleness. And just think about if you've seen Tai Chi practitioners, they have this fluidity to their movement, and that's that Qingling that comes from everything I just described. Now let's just take 8 breaths to assist. In through the nose. Hold full. Out through the mouth. Hold empty. In through the nose. Hold full. Out through the mouth. Hold empty. 6, 7 more of those. Feel the structural expansion. And then that structural melt. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. First movement. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arch the body. Spinal extension. Slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow your chest. Drop the head and round. Spinal flexion. We'll do that 4 more times. On the inhale, hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Shape shift. Shift into this arch position. And then shape shift smoothly to the other shape. Hands forward, hollow chest, dropped head, rounded back, empty breath. 3 more. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Empty. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Last one. From the arch position, settle to middle. Rotational movement. Left hand forward past your knee, right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head, gentle twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Turn. Inhale, center. Turn. Center. Turn. Then we're back to center. Hang the arms loose alongside you. Third movement in this little series. Shift your weight to your right buttock. Lean. Side bend. This is one that we often never do. We don't sideways bend. The others we find ourselves doing more regularly. So it's really important that we side bend. Shift the weight to the left buttock and side bend. Notice what I'm doing with my arm. When you shift and lean to your right, the left wrist, bring your left wrist up in front, because if it's hanging down here, it sort of pulls on the mechanism. But if you get it up high, you can actually tip. And notice my arm is close to my chest, hand is here, rather than out here. Keep it in here. This is a movement you see a lot in the Qigong practices. Is this pathway right in here. It's one that we don't often explore. Couple more either way. Side and side. Now back to middle. Importantly, the scapula. So the shoulder blades, remember, they lift up and slide down, as well as squeeze back and slide apart. So let's put all those together. Go hang your arms loose, come forward and up, and then squeeze them back and down and neutral. Forward and up, back and down and neutral. Think of this as flossing your teeth. You get plaque out of the spaces in between the teeth, right? So the body has accumulation of muscle tension in certain areas more than others. The shoulders, chest, upper back is a major one. It's got a lot of activity there. It's got a lot of potential movement, and many times we're not exploring it to the full degree. Now reverse. So let's go back and up, forward and down. You may notice the arms are moving, but my arms aren't leading. My arms are being induced through the movement. Squeeze the shoulder blades back first, then up, then forward, then down, then neutral. Circle. And circle. 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 All right. And settle. Now, bring your, scoot your body back a little bit on the chair so we can just get our legs tuned up. Lift your right knee, bending, pull the leg in, and then push the leg out. Bring it back up and set it down, switch legs. Load, push away, full extend, reload, down. Load and push, load and down, load and push, load down. One more each leg. And just think smooth, right? When we go too fast, things get snappy and too much tension. We're just trying to find soft, supple, pliable movement. Now, straighten your right leg, point foot, flex foot. Point, flex. Then tilt the foot in, out, tilt, tilt. And then circle. And then reverse circle. And down. Straighten that left leg, point and flex. And then tilt a little in, tilt out, in, out. And circle. reverse circle. And down. Scoot forward to the front edge of your chair. Importantly with the legs, first step them wider than hip distance, lift your toes, and then turning on the heels, turn the toes and knees in, then lift and turn toes and knees out. External rotation and internal rotation. External, internal. External, again, similar to the scapula, we're kind of cleaning out stuck residue in the mechanism, the tissue, the joint, the nerve pathways as well. Now, from neutral, let's lift the heels a little, turn on the balls of the feet, heels in, knees out, and then heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. External, internal, external, and internal, and neutral. Now we've got some space opened up here. Let's use that space for folding. So hip hinge, and then sit vertical, and then tip, and sit vertical, and then fold, vertical, tip, one more. So by taking the time for our practice to get all the different mechanisms tuned and cleared out, now we can then put them to practice for some functional movement like standing up. And notice here, when we're sitting, our body weight, our center of gravity is back here, but when we stand up, it has to get here. So that's some distance forward, which is why when we stand up, we don't just go straight up. Hopefully you can see that. We have to go forward before now, then we can stand up. All right, so go ahead and do that yourself. And then also, before we sit down, just find this movement here, really important. From that space in the hips, the butt goes back a little, but the weight stays under the feet. So get a freedom of movement here, and even be able to push the hips a little forward and a little back and forward, right? So we feel how we can be pliable and loose through the body and stay feeling stable and grounded underneath. Now, let's sit down by hinging at the hips and then folding all the way, sinking. Then we find the chair and land, and then sit back. Now we fold forward a little and stand all the way up. And the slower you can try to stand and sit, the better, because that means you're really getting more skillful with the mechanism. If you can do it slowly, when we go slowly, it shows us our weak spots, shows us where we cheat. So nice and smooth. Now, a couple times, don't sit down, but fold as if you're going to sit down all the way. Dangle your arms down, touching the ankles, the feet, the floor, still haven't sat, and then just stand right back up. So again, this term I like to think of in Taoist practice is shape shifting. So be able to shape shift from vertical and straight to hinge to folded to possibly almost like a standing fetal position, child's pose, right? See how I'm able to sink and fold up and then come all the way back to vertical. So softness allows for that. Any tension impedes that. So sinking, folding, and then rising all the way up. All right. Now stay standing. Come to your right side chair. So you got your chair on your right side. Turn and face it, and use this for safety as you tip into your toes. Find the middle of your feet and tip into your heels. And notice first that I'm not lifting and lifting. I'm not doing that yet. First, you're just tipping forward a little bit and back. Notice how little I'm doing. Really, really notice this. That I'm just leaning a little, leaning a little. And this helps us find the middle pivot, right? Now, once you got that, then we go into the toes, stay in the toes and lift. Soften your way down. Remember, less repetition, more control. Tip back in the heels and pull those toes up. Forward and lift. Just think about Tai Chi. Tai Chi is emphasizing smooth. Smooth. That gives us more control, more power, and it accumulates less tension. And middle. Turn and face forward. Step a little bit back from your chair that's on your right and have it off to your right. So it's there should you need it. And then just stand under your own power. Now take your index finger, just touch your navel, touch your belly button, actually sort of poke your belly button gently, straight in and follow that direction to the middle of your belly area. So we've got the lower back section and the belly button at this level, and right between those two spots is the functioning middle pivot. So now feel that middle pivot, and notice you can change your weight over to your right leg from that middle pivot and change your weight over to the left leg from that middle pivot. There's some amount of sideways or lateral movement, but most important is that when you go to this leg, allow the leg to have a little give. Notice this little bend that I have in my standing leg. And see if you can do that in such a way that this leg becomes empty. No body weight in. And then chin. Now I make sure this leg has a little give so that this one is free, sort of unglued from the ground. And then chin. Notice when I'm doing this that I'm not leaning, just moving from the middle, changing, and change, change, change. So this is the underlying skill of walking and really doing anything. Separate full and empty. Now, stay in your left leg full, empty foot, lift to your tip of the shoe. Now, a lot of times when I say this, people lift to here. You see how I still have toes on the ground? That's a way that usually you still have weight in the foot. Getting to the tip of the shoe forces you to go, oh, wow, this is full now and this is actually empty. And it'll often throw your balance off a little, but that's kind of what we need to do is we need to like find those edges and then soften in the face of those edges. Now switch. So you put all the way through the right leg. And with the empty leg, lift to the tip of the shoe. Again, get past the toes to the very tip. And then put the whole foot down with zero weight. Notice how I have no weight in this foot yet. And then from your middle, change. Empty foot, tippy toe, down, change. They're saying in Tai Chi is the primary direction is down. How do we get down? By softening, letting go, relaxing. So you relax through the body and let the weight go through the conduit of the leg to the earth and get your stability there with this, loose, not sloppy, but loose, loose. Now, use the chair for this next one for sure. Hand on the chair, go to your tippy toe and disconnect the foot from the floor. And then set it down and change the weight. Go to the tippy toe, disconnect the foot from the floor, foot back to the earth, change the weight. So we got middle pivot, one full, one empty, and then we got to shape shift or change the situation. Now full, empty, lift, lower. A lot of times when people lift, you see this, right? And you can see that would throw off my balance. But notice how when I do it, that doesn't happen. So it's like a little magic trick of actually emptying this leg so that it has levity. You can lift. Third exercise here, rather fourth level. Hand on the chair for sure. We're going to repeat this leg lift and lower by going all the way up, all the way down, foot on the ground. Again, all the way up, all the way down. So full, empty, and then this shape shift ability of fold it up, extend it complete. Fold it up, extend it completely. So the freedom of this is relying upon the fullness and sturdiness of this. Switch legs. Full right leg, left leg empty. Let's go full lift, full foot on ground. Full lift, full foot on ground. Those of you who have been doing it a while or you feel good about it, you might try no hands someday where it's just lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Okay, now that finishes the first exercise, the stationary balance work. Let's go to the next one. Make sure you've stepped a little bit back from your chair so you have a small runway in front of you here on the ground. Put all your weight in your left leg. This is my right, but it'll be your left. And put your right foot in front, heel touching the ground. All right, so you can see if I turn a little bit, there's this space. I'm not way out here. It's just there, just comfortably in front. Now, primary direction is down. Change the weight into your right leg. Your body is moved forward. This one empty. And then go into your back leg. Down. Notice how you move backwards. Down, you move forward. Down, you move back. Very often, whenever we think we're moving forwards, everybody pitches the body forward from up here somewhere, and that gets us too far. So try to relax straight through, and then just go down, 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 soft, down. Level 2, hand on chair so you can challenge, lift, lower the heel, shift, and then challenge yourself a little flamingo. Lift, touch the toe down, shift. So now we've gone full, empty, empty lift, empty lower, shift. Now this one's empty, bend, shift. The down gives me this ability. So the skill is, can you soften and direct your body weight down, straight through to plug into the earth. And then plug into the earth. Level 3, use the chair. Lift, heel, weight goes down through the leg. Now this back leg, forward and up, like you're about to step up on a big high curve, reach the foot back with no weight, down. As the weight stays down, lift, lower, shift. Then this leg, forward and up, reach it back, down. The down. You should notice how being down underneath gives me this freedom. So it's this soft Tai Chi body that suddenly yields all of this function, all this ability to just go. Right? Speed becomes available, swift movement if we've cleaned out what's stuck throughout the body. Switching. So let's step over to the other side chair. Put all the weight in your right leg. Put your left foot in front, heel touching, empty. Primary direction is down, down. So I moved forward and backwards by going down and you'll notice when you go into your leg and commit to it, the tendency is to lock it up. Try to resist that tendency. Just be soft. And notice how your leg doesn't crumple underneath you when you don't grab onto it or grip it or force it. You just relax. Your body goes, yeah, hydraulics. Now, hand on the chair, we go lift, lower, shift, and then flamingo, touch the toe, shift. The weight down allows this, shift. So the body tissue tension has to be at a 0, has to be soft. The nervous system has to be soothed and calm. So Tai Chi practice soothes and calms us. Keeps us in a state of parasympathetic grooviness. Now, level 3, weight stays underneath. We go full lift, lower, shift. Back leg forward and up. Reach it behind, no body weight, and shift. The weight staying down allows that. The weight getting down and staying down allows this and this. Great job. One more. As you get better, speed, right? But as soon as you start speeding up, notice when you tense, notice when you hurry up, there's all this chaos. Versus you can see, when I did that, there was no tension in the way. So it's this cleaning out that gives us suddenness and swiftness again. Switch sides. So very similar to the exercise we were just doing, except we take it another step forward, no pun intended. So the chair's here, put all the weight in your left leg, your right foot in front. Now we go shift, step, shift. And then we go shift into the back leg, step without shifting, shift into the back leg. Shift, step without shifting. That's key. You see how I step this foot with no body weight, and then when I commit to it, that's when I move forward. So the down moves me backwards, the down moves me backwards. Shift, step, shift. We don't want to be stuck to our parts. We want our parts released from each other, and that gives us grace. And remember, it's down and down. Now, add to the challenge. Hand on the chair so that you can go lift, lower, shift. And now imagine there's a little obstacle on the ground. Pick the foot up and step over. Place the foot down with no weight and then shift. Flamingo, down, and then shift. Now that same obstacle is there. Lift, tuck, reach, shift. So it's just added demand. Lift and lower, that reveals any spots that we're holding, makes us let go. Shift, and then soft. So just float this foot. Down. Shift, back leg, bend, down, shift. So think of, as we're going through, this concept of being top heavy. Any tension up here makes me top heavy. So the saying in Tai Chi is top empty, bottom full. So bottom full, top empty, step. Many of us think of the concept of strength as firmness, but that ends up becoming cumbersome weight. Doesn't mean don't lift weights. It doesn't mean don't build muscle. It just means don't hold tension. Now, level 3, hand on chair, so we can go for the full range of lift, lower, shift. Now, exaggerate full range. Heel to butt, knee to chest, foot out, lower. As the leg goes down, just notice all this stays just chill. And then shift. Now all the weight's here, so we can go all the way up, all the way back, shift. The weight stays down as we lift, tuck, reach. I still have committed weight, so I've got this freedom of elongation here. And then change the weight. And again, all the way up, free to move, still free and empty. And then now I commit to this leg, so this one's that free to move. Free to move. Free to move. Still free to move. And then now I commit to this one so that this one's free to move. This one's still stable. And then now this one back here is stable, so this is free to move, right? So all that freedom of movement is available through this leg being stable. Now I change. This is stable. Right. Now this is stable. Heel, knee, foot. Down. Now this is stable. Back. This is stable. This is stable. And switch sides. Over near this chair. All the weight in your right leg. Put your left foot in front. Level 1 is just like casual walking down the aisle at a grocery store. Just shift. Step without shifting. Shift. Shift back. Step back without putting weight in the foot. Then back. Change. Step the empty foot. Change. Change. Step. Change. All you're doing is getting down, down. And you moved forward. And then down and down. And all you have to think about is this idea that when I say the primary direction is down, it's evidently so. It's evidently true because if I don't get down through my legs, my body falls over and I get down. So I'm going down one way or the other. So let's get good at going down skillfully. Down, down. So that's what it feels like to be grounded. Grounded, we're down, we're rooted. Now, hand on chair, lift, lower, down. Now step over that obstacle, up and over, down, flamingo, down. So this is a proving ground to say, did you really empty that foot or that leg? Did you really get it empty? Because if you can, float it and lower it, and then change, and then smoothly change. Then you've separated yin and yang, as they say. Up, tuck, reach back. Shift. 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 And level 3, hand on chair. The weight staying down, we go all the way up, all the way down, no body weight. Now we change and have moved forward. Now this leg, free to completely move through the range. And notice when this foot goes down, because that's the tendency, people fall forward there like that. So notice how when I put this foot down, I'm not falling into it yet. Only when I decide to change the weight does that happen. And then we go here, same thing here. When the foot goes back, I didn't fall back into it. I stayed in this leg. Now I decide, okay, now I'm changing and I move backwards. Now same thing here. All of this without changing weight, and then we change and move. This, down, change, that moves me forward. I do all this freedom of movement, down, and then shift. Up and back with no weight. Shift. Up, tuck, reach. Shift. Let's do one more. So loose and free, still loose and free, and then now it's the stable unit. This is loose and free. Loose, free, movement. Now this is the stable leg. loose, free. This is the same, loose, free. Great job. Okay, now let's put that to next level of practice. So you got your chairs, move to the left side of your space. Then turn and face downrange. So you've got a runway, and hang the arms loose, find your middle pivot, soft legs, soft knees, and then let's walk down the runway here. So we've got all the weight in the right leg, left foot in front, no body weight. And then we go shift, step without shifting, and then shift, step without shifting, shift, step without shifting, shift. Now, if you feel confident enough, you of course could turn around and go back forwards, but eventually you want to practice backwards walking. So if you feel good about it, change the weight to the left leg, step that right foot back with no body weight, and then change the weight to the right leg, step the left foot back, no body weight, shift, step, shift, step, shift, and go forward, shift, step. So a progression of how to get better at walking more efficiently with, let's say, just with this level 1 walk. So you start by taking the very smallest steps so that you can keep this feeling of down, right? So the bigger the step, the more tension we add usually. And then as you get more comfortable, you just take longer strides. So just watch me here for a moment. I just want to illustrate something. So at first we have 1, 2, right? This is very small steps. I'm still moving forward, but it's very small, right? And I could have gone all the way down. It would have taken me 8, 9, 10, 11 steps. So then instead of here, I go here with my step, but I still went down so that you see I didn't get myself pitched over my leg. So I take a bigger step, but I still go down. And then a bigger step, but down. So now I just covered that distance in 3 strides. 1, 2, 3. But a key piece to this is that trying harder gets in the way because more tension shortens and constricts and impedes the body. So the more I try, the more I'm actually fighting my own movement versus when I'm loose. At first, it feels less stable, right? To relax the body, you start to go, whoa, 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 I don't feel as stable. But as you get more comfortable with that, then it's easy to take these big strides, just long, long, long strides. And now we're moving fast. We're going, okay, I just covered, 8, 10 feet of distance in 3 steps or 4 steps. So just keep in mind that the practical nature of the soft, the supple, the pliable, the loose. Okay? Let's try that a couple more rounds where you just cover some ground. Cover some serious ground. And David Green, let me show you something. So watch me. So when you're walking right now, each time you're kind of doing this step, and that's a good practice step. But watch how when I'm walking, I don't do that. See that this is like the most natural walk. There isn't this thing. There's this. So try that a few rounds where you're not picking your foot up at all. You're just taking a stride. You're just long. Yeah. Right. And see how like scissors, like scissors opening and closing more. Like at first, this is a very small opening of our scissors when we're walking small steps. But then we open those scissors more, and now we're covering ground. But it's still down, 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 meaning not forward. It's just down to the earth, down to the earth, down to the earth, down to the earth. Very good. Very, very good. So that looks natural and easy and loose. Great job. Okay, now we challenge next little bit. So it's side step. So be at the left side of your space and put all the way to your left leg. Right leg empty, side step, out and in. Most important part of this exercise is that I establish my middle and my body weight here. And then when I step out, I don't do a toe touch like this, but rather the foot is pointing straight ahead and you get the whole foot. Right? You can see whole foot, heel included. That forces something up into this mechanism. So we're opening, closing, opening, closing. Open this mechanism, close. Now open, stay open. Now close this mechanism, change the weight. So now it's full, empty. Make sure this heel stays on the ground and this groin area is open. Now close this side. This one opens, heel's got to stay on the ground. So let's find this freedom of movement, this range. My vertical pillar is intact. I'm not leaning. I'm not leaning or doing anything funky. It's just from here. Feel open, close, close, open. So full, empty, full, empty. Now stay in your right leg. This leg empty, bring it in and out. In, out. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Now keep this leg in. Change the weight to this leg. This one is empty. And then change the weight to this leg. This one there. So keep your feet together now. Keep your feet all the way together. So this is an additional challenge. Full empty, right? See how this is empty? I can lift it. And then change from this quad middle pivot. This is empty. Change. 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 Now, all the way to the left leg, right foot empty, step. Change the weight to the right leg, full, empty, step. Keep your left foot in, change, step, change, step, change, step, change, step. One more. Change, step, change. In and out. Let's go that way. Change, step, change, step, change. So if you're going faster, you're usually breaking one of these basic rules of separate full and empty, step without any weight. So like David right there, notice you took such a big step and your body got pulled along with it like that, which is a clumsy quality, right? That gets us, not that you can't do it, it's just not as skillful as staying here and stepping and then changing underground and stepping without any clumsiness and then changing and then stepping and then changing, step. And so here, this middle pillar is intact throughout. And this is where we practice our first advanced Tai Chi movement. So let's go there and back again, and then we'll do the advanced Tai Chi. So change, and again, make sure you don't do this. That's what keeps happening when you, this is that first really important move of, right? Boom, change, boom. Now, speed can happen. You see, now I'm moving fast, but what I'm not doing is this, right? It's out, change, in, change, out, change, in, and I still have stillness, right? Because I'm going down to the earth, down to the earth, down to the earth, down to the earth, right? Now, from here, feet hip distance, shift the weight to the right leg, turn, brush, and sweep. So you come to the Friday class, you'll know this movement and you'll know this movement and others of the bear washing its paws in the stream. So it's a shift, a turn, a brush knee, and a sweep the leg. Then you turn the hands around, and it's a shift, turn, brush knee, sweep the leg. Turn the hands around, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Turn the hands around, shift, turn, brush, sweep. So let's add the walk to this. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. As your hands turn, bring the left foot in with no weight. Hands turn. Now put all the weight in your left leg. Turn. Don't step though. Don't step. See how I kept my feet together. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in and keep the foot in. It's empty now, but then the weight goes into the left leg. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left foot is empty. Bring it in while it's empty, and then shift into it. Turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. So this has all the elements of advanced Tai Chi. We're walking, we're turning the middle pivot, and we're coordinating the movement. Let's go back the way we came. Bring the left foot in, left foot out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot should be empty. Bring it in, keeping it empty. Shift into the right leg, turn, brush, sweep. Step out while empty. Then shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Middle pivot, floating. So they say there's a stillness experienced even while moving. So we're moving, we're changing, we're turning, we're rotating, we're rising, we're sinking. Let's go there and back again. Now the bear swats the jumping fish. So this hand is high, this hand is low. As you step in, the hands change low to high, high to low. So make sure you come all the way across. See how the arms got all the way? So David, bring your left hand up and your right hand down, yeah? And bring them all the way across your body to this side, yes. Now, your left hand goes down, your right hand comes up. Now, shift the weight into your left leg and turn. Now, everything is on your left side. Change the hands, right hand low, left hand high, step. Now we're ready to go shift, turn, brush, swap. Now the hands change. Left low, right high. Bring that left foot in. Now shift into your left leg, turn. Change the hands, meaning what is high goes low, what is low goes high. Step. Shift, turn, brush, and swap. Now what is high goes low, what is low goes high. Step. Shift, turn. Now make sure you put the weight in your left leg. Put the weight in your left leg. Put it there, yeah. Turn. They change as you step. And then you shift, turn. Then as the hands change, bring that left foot in, and let's go back the way we came. Left foot out, shift, turn. Brush knee, swap fish. The hands change, step the right foot in close, because we're traveling that way. Change the weight to the right leg, turn, brush, swap. Hands change, left foot steps out. Shift, turn, brush and swap. As the hands change, slowly bring that right foot in. Put the weight in the right leg, change the weight to it, turn, brush, swap. Let that bottom hand go through. Don't let it get stuck. Yeah, let it flow through. Rises up, left hand stays on this side, step. So now we're a loaded weapon. Shift, turn, brush, swap. And then the hands change. Bring that right foot in. One more time. Shift, turn, brush, swap. Make sure the weight gets in the right leg so the left foot is free. Just step. Last time. Shift, turn, brush, swap. And then we wash the paws and set. Wing, roll, fold over top, settle to your belly. Just pausing there for a moment. And then cross your hands. Now, really important is rotating or turning in space, so let's just learn the basic of that. Step into the middle between your chairs. Many times when people turn, they have weight in the leg and they swivel and they grind the foot into the ground. But watch what I do. When I put my weight in my left leg, this leg is empty. So I can turn the leg out, but more importantly, I can turn the hips too. I can turn my whole body open this way. Right? So if I was facing this way, I could just, by emptying this part of me and filling here, I could suddenly be attending to what's going on here and be ready to go that way. So 100% in this leg, turn the right leg and the body out, then turn back to neutral, and then in. So notice the leg internally rotates, but also the pelvis and the shoulders and the body. So now I can look this way. Now skip neutral and turn open. So you're seeing what's going on over here. And then turn, close, and see what's going on over here. And it's got to be the hips, it's got to be the spine, it's got to be the leg. Everything's turning. Right leg empty, stays empty. Open and close. Open, close, and neutral. Change sides. All the weight in your right leg. Open, neutral, close, right? I can see what's going on over here. And then I'm straight ahead. And I can open. And I can see what's going on over here. Middle. Turn. So make sure you notice how this leg isn't turning at all. This leg stays totally stable, but everything else is turning. This leg is not changing. Hips, leg. So this freedom to move and adjust and reorient without losing stability. Now, let's put that into practice and we'll be done. So last exercise. All the weight in your left leg. Turn the right leg out, turn the body out to the right. Now, put all your weight down through the right leg. And notice how the rest of your body then can come around. So bring your left foot to match your right foot. So you've done a full quarter turn to the right. Now let's do it again, another quarter turn to the right. So put all your weight in the left leg, open, turning the leg and the body out, and then just commit down through the right leg, 100%, left foot empty, step it in. Commit the weight to the left leg, right foot empty, open, turning the leg out, the body out, no body weight, and then just commit down through the right leg and bring the left foot to match. Do it again. The weight down through the left, opening, and commit to the right leg. So once again, primary direction is down through the left, which allows me to do this turning. And then it's down through the right, which brings everything back to neutral. Down through the left, opening. Down through the right, bringing it around. And notice any yanking on your body is clumsy. That's a place where you might fall. Can you smooth it out? Relax your hands, relax your wrists. Shoulders. Notice any gripping makes us think we're helping, but in fact we're making ourselves more stiff. Soften and try to go slower to find that smoothness and control. And let's finish by going the other way. So now it's the weight in the right leg, open to the left. Weight down through the left leg, bring the right foot around and match. Down through the right leg, open. Down through the left leg, neutral. Down through the right leg, open. Down through the left leg, right leg, open. Left leg, open. Open. And we finish with a self-massage. Hands together, rub palms. It's just a basic finishing. Rub the back of one hand, palms, back of other hand, palms, and quad, groin area, hip flexors, tail, low back, and then remember when we squatted earlier, the butt goes back and you sink the buttocks and sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside of the legs, up the inside of the legs, to the navel, which is our middle pivot point. Do it again. Groin area. So groin area first. Groin area first there, David. So it's here in the front, this little inguinal crease. There, then the hip flexors, then travel around to the tail, then up onto the lumbar, so that's our primary mechanism that we're highlighting. And then back of legs, around to the inside front of legs, up past the groin to the belly button. Let's do that one final time. So we're just highlighting the underlying infrastructural mechanism. Groin, hip flexors, tail, low back, and outer channels down, inner channels up, and then lastly, outer channels, inner channels, and sweep. So when we come down, you go off, right? So you go up the outside, over the shoulder, around the shoulder to the inside, turn the palm up and off. Outside, inside, and off. So eventually that can just flow. It's up and up and it's very satisfying, actually. And switch. Up, over the shoulder, around the shoulder to the inside, come down the inside at about the wrist area, just sweep. Up, over, around to the inner, and sweep. Up, sweep. Around and sweep. Around and sweep. And then just bounce, shake, loose, and close. Called Shogun closing gesture to remind us here. Don't get stuck up here with tension. Don't be up in the brain area overthinking. Quiet, calm, settle to our middle pivot, which is where all the magic happens, all the movement. It's the cockpit of the body right here. And then seal, 1, 2. It's like putting the cork in the wine barrel, finishing the brew. And then this hand position that looks like a little yin-yang symbol, right? So, boom. And thank you, everybody. Great job. If you have any thoughts or questions?